all NBA first team. There's a million different ways you can go with the guards. Should I start with the guards? I'm going to start with the guards because the real dilemma is at center. And I already know how I'm going to lean right now. I know how I'm going to lean right now. That could change, but I know how I'm going to lean right now. With the guards, I'm rewarding availability at the first spot. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander playing over almost every single one of his games. He missed a couple games coming back from the All-Star break, averaging over 31 points a game. He is just a relentless finisher. He goes to the basket like a freaking battering ram. He is an improved shooter. He still struggles a little bit from there, but testament to him to score over 30 points a game and not be a tremendous three-point shooter. Getting to the line more often. Tremendous playmaker. He's the sole reason that Oklahoma City cannot tank for Wembanyama. I still feel like there's some effed up reality that we live in where they're going to still win the lottery with like the 8th best odds. That would just be Sam Presti and Oklahoma City Thunder luck. There's also a weird world we live in where maybe they can't trade for the first pick, but maybe they use all like 27 picks they have and like trade for the second pick to get Scoot or whatever. Just saying. But the Thunder are relevant, and you can thank Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Second guard spot, Luka Doncic. He's been available for much of the season. He's been terrific for much of the season. I think he's no doubt top 5 player. He is an offense in and of himself. He carries a full package of offense in his pockets, and he's incredible. They added Kyrie. Dallas didn't get better. Like, they just didn't get better. And maybe it's still a small sample size, but when you trade for somebody that important at the deadline, you kind of know you don't have a lot of runway to get to the playoffs and have it all work out, and it's not working out. Those two are incredible offensively. You have 2 top 10 scorers in the league on your team, but you got to be able to defend, and they can't defend. If they had a third scorer, if they were a better shooting team, maybe, but they can't defend, and it's killing them. And the offense is there, but it's not enough. But Luka should not pay the price for his team's struggles. He is incredible. It's hard to say that he can get much better, but he's only 24, so he's going to get better. And one day, I'm praying, one day he's going to get into insane shape, and he's going to look jacked and ripped and shredded and all those cool things. We're going to get that picture, and I hope it's sooner rather than later. But remember when Giannis really got ripped one summer, and now we know him as just being absolutely massive, jacked, whatever. But that one summer he was like flexing, lifting weights, and we were like, wow, this dude's not playing around. And he wasn't, and he's the best player in the NBA today. Luka, I hope for him that he gets to that point competitively and just wanting to take care of his body and wanting to have the stamina to play all 82 games in the regular season and then go to the playoffs and not gas out in the postseason, because we've seen him gas out in the postseason, and we've seen it with the high usage guys. In this era of Hardens and Lukas and Westbrooks, we've seen the guys who just fizzle out towards the end of the season, and it's a shame, but Luka, get ripped. You're only going to get higher on this list. One of the forward spots has to go to Giannis Antetokounmpo. I just said it. He is the best player in the NBA. I battled with that for a little bit this season. Jokic really made me think about it this season. He really made me think about it. But Giannis has won me back. Giannis pisses me off, man, but he is so frustrating, but also kind of, no, I was going to call him lovable. Look, Giannis is a fun guy. He's a good face for the NBA. He is really, his story is good. It's admirable. He is no doubt the most physically dominant player in the NBA. He's a guaranteed playoff trip, guaranteed probably Eastern Conference Finals trip. He's not like peak LeBron, guaranteed finals every year. I don't know if we'll see something like that again for a long, long time. Maybe Giannis gets there, maybe, but they've made one final so far this year. Looks like another year where they could. Tonight he was 9 for 9. Just a classic little Giannis game. Just a classic little didn't miss a single shot. Sometimes Giannis is not boring, but like just 9 for 9 on easy little chip shots. Like he's gonna get to the basket at will. He's gonna do what he wants. But that's why he's the best. That's what makes him the best. He can do whatever he wants, and you can't stop him. You can try, you can build a wall. He's incredible. I haven't used enough adjectives to describe him. I haven't really done him justice on this little note, but you already know about Giannis. So, second forward spot, it has to go to Jason Tatum. Despite the recent struggles, he's still been one of the two best forwards in the NBA this season. Kevin Durant, I would put above him when he's played. But Kevin Durant hasn't played. But the case for Jason Tatum is he's the first player to 2,000 points this season. One of, I think, 4 players in Celtics history to reach 2,000 points in a season. He's now done it twice. He plays every single game. I think he's up to 67 games played on the season, which is right up there for the most on the season. Doesn't take days off. Is a tremendous two-way player. He struggled lately shooting the ball. He's just going to figure it out. He's just going to figure it out, though. Great players find the shot. He started to hit some threes again last night and then started to miss some threes again last night. He is learning, I think. He's learning because he's only 20. He just turned 25 and is the face of a franchise. He's learning a lot, but maybe just how to carry yourself as a guy who's, the best player on the team, who's getting double teamed, getting every defense in the world thrown at you night to night, and it's middle of March and it's kind of dog days of the NBA. You got the playoffs locked up, your top seed. How do you find the energy to keep going every single night? And I don't want to see him burn out either, right? So he's towards the top of the league in minutes. He's leading the league in scoring, total points. I think he's just maybe a little tired, maybe a little bored. I think another player on this list who's a little bored is Nikola Jokic. Nuggets also 5-5 in their last games, much like the Celtics. Losses to San Antonio included on that list. Losing to San Antonio, I think, is worse than losing to Houston. I think they're about tied for the same record, but I just look at Houston's roster, and at least Jalen Green was a top prospect and is really capable of giving you buckets. Nobody on San Antonio is really like that. They've got good players. I like Devin Vassell. I like Keldon Johnson, but you got Houston's got Sengun, who's really good. He's definitely their best player. They've got Jalen Green. They've got guys that I like. I like Kenyon Martin Jr. I like Tari Eason. I'm getting sidetracked. Nikola Jokic is fucking awesome. Okay. And the reason he's the center on this list is because he's made me think twice about who was the best player in the NBA this season. Joel Embiid, no matter how incredible he's been, and he's been incredible. He's been incredible. And in my top 10 players list, I've moved him ahead of Jason Tatum. That should show you how incredible I think he's been. He's not going to make me question who the best player in the NBA is. I had to question it for about a month. For about a month, I was like, God dang, Nikola Jokic is maybe better than Giannis. And for a stretch, he was playing better than Giannis, but it doesn't mean he's better than Giannis night to night. And if I was drafting a team right now, I got to go Giannis first. So, yeah, that's the case for Giannis. That's the case for Jokic being on the first team ahead of Embiid. Now, look,